And before I get hit with a copyright strike, we're going to end it there, but we will say a new world of gaming is on the horizon. My dear viewers, I'm a momentary genius, and here is another, well, one of a very few, but definitely going to be an interesting video about what is probably going to be nothing more than ignorance and speculation. So, we are now into Q2 of 2025. Q1's been pretty damn interesting. We have tariffs coming and going. We have video game prices going up, console prices either staying temporarily at the same or going up. Switch 2 is basically saying F you. Bungie thinks Marathon is going to save it. Meanwhile, PlayStation's all in on more and more seemingly extraction shooters. I say that because Arc Raiders is also competing with Marathon, and they're not even out yet. So, this is going to be a bit off the wall. We have no script, so it's kind of a free-for-all. But let's start off with the beginning. So, stocks plateauing. Games are going up in price or not really dropping. And hope now lies in indie games and with backlog. Yes, retro gaming never died. You just tucked it all away in your backlog. So, I may once again be saying that, well, let's put it this way. The sky isn't falling, but the sky is running blood. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's not get crazy here and get slammed from both sides by two different companies. So, first, on the whole pricing thing. Okay. Reports are out. Looks like stocks across the board, overall, for the whole gaming industry, is we're plateauing. Alright, COVID boom is, quieting down. People are forced to go back to work and decide between, do I want to sleep, work, and work, or do I want to try some time and, find some sanity in anything else in the world? Sometimes you can only do 3 things in a day. Some of us choose to sleep, and maybe sleep and touch grass. By that I mean take care of your family. Who knows? That's your life. That's you trying to balance your own troubles and also regular day-to-day stuff. Now, so there's your little thing about how, all right, COVID boom's coming to an end. I'm glad I'm not monetized because I'm already dead on that one. That's fine. It was gonna happen anyways. Life happens. Boom and busts. Well, let's hope it's not a bust. I'm hoping for more of a retraction, which is also concerning, considering that a lot of companies, Nintendo, Xbox apparently just was like, nah, we're not lowering prices on new Xboxes. We're just going to increase them, along with games. I'll get to the games in a second here. PlayStation 5, for a brief moment, won't go up in price yet. And now to the real concern, gaming. Yeah, as an American, Australia and UK, we are not used to high price games. We were spoiled, okay, for so long. So I hear all these, like, you could be like, oh, it's $100 for a game. Yeah. For us over here in Britain, that's a bad discussion. Down here where we think Foster's is crap because it is crap beer, we also got screwed on pricing. And so we will be, price shock is going to hurt. Thanks, Nintendo. Why would it have to be you, Nintendo? Why you? Why can't you sell us a game and not a digital key? You're buying a piece of plastic just to have permission to download and play a game. And to which you will still need that piece of plastic to have permission to play that game. Hope you're online all the time, because you're going to need that online to get permission from the piece of plastic to play the game that you thought was a physical game. It is our future now. And Nintendo is joining with the PC gaming world and Steam and forcing us into digital gaming only. Man, it would be really nice if the entire world had a nice unified broadband internet. Like maybe the governments could help pay the companies, the cable companies, to expand their stuff. And meanwhile, the gaming community, computer world, could also pay those companies to expand their networks. And before you get off your Elon dick and say, but don't we have Starlink? Yeah, great. Great, we really have another... No. I don't want a world or a future where someone can either deliberately, accidentally, or oh shucks, the lightning struck just right and poof, a switch was flipped, servers were damaged, and it's all gone. And I'm sad to say that when it comes to the gaming world, the whole need for physical gaming is really dying out. Film, there's still a few doing a really good job of maintaining physical media. Not here. And that worries me. Because indie gaming was what's supposed to be the counter all this. But indie gaming is predominantly digital. Why do you think I'm using Blueprints as a background video for this? Okay? And again, I know someone will say, but these indie companies they'll save us, even if it is digital. Up until the publishers they use drop them because it's just not affordable. Or how many Kickstarters do you want to start funding? This isn't really like this is a warning. This is to prepare you for that. This is literally like you paying to play it, you paying for the development of a game on the assumption that you will probably also have to pay for that game when it comes out. Because if you don't, that little indie company will still fall and crumble. So I'm not really thrilled about that. And I know this is supposed to be, and yes, indie games will come out, but even now, even small companies are still kind of being pushed, weirdly enough. Like I mentioned Marathon and Arc Ridge earlier, there seems to be a slight trend towards, extraction shooters are going to be the next big thing because it's a niche that has a rabid fan base. It's a small one, but maybe if we dumb it all down enough, we can have something more open to people. I mean, we need another gacha game because the big, what is it, 5? Fortnite, Minecraft, Call of Duty. Was there another Call of Duty? Apex Legends. No, it's Apex Legends. Sorry. Are just... I don't think they're going to... They're grandfathered in because no one wants to break away from that. They don't have time to break away from that. Time and money. Things you don't have enough of. And now... So even... That's the weird thing. Thankfully... I have avoided any gacha games. Don't really do gacha. I don't have a gacha game, really. Bullshit! But... So we maybe... And then I got Helldivers 2. And here we have another Team 17 game. So Dredge. Like, we have other sort of independent, but still falling in the same vein. Okay, Blueprints is obviously not a PvP any sort online game. But it's independent. It's, well, not truly independent. But it's small. It's come from this company, has a huge library of a lot of games that have you heard of Hell Let Loose? That's probably their biggest game prior to Dredge. Which, I'm sorry this is going to be left, but yeah, Dredge at least did after becoming insanely popular and being available on all platforms now. Whether it's PlayStation or iOS, you got it. You can play it on the subway, or you can play it in your basement. Or wherever you have your phone, really, now. So, yay for Dredge. Good game, fun game. Pick it up, play it. You won't hate it. Although, Blueprints, I'm not sure if I'm going to tolerate this game a lot. So, I don't think indie games are going to be the savior we need. They will also suffer the same pitfalls that AAA gaming will, but It's that's why I'm saying there's going to be retraction. I don't think the gaming industry will fall or crash like it did in the 80s, but we need to prepare ourselves for a very different landscape. I don't know what that landscape looks like. So, and I want to bring up Marathon. I mentioned it before, but Bungie, I'm sort of on that fence of why couldn't you have just ripped Crucible, their PvP, out of the main game, made it separate, made it its own thing. I would have played that. I got tired of the story and needing having a fire team, even on easy mode. It was just, what is this? Why is it taking 2 hours to complete the story arc mission and not feeling fulfilled after that long slog? It's like, yes, you have to have a team. Marathon also has that, which I'm fine if it's randoms. I'm getting used to Helldiver 2 randoms being somewhat decent, but alright, as long as I know up front I could lose it all because of everything fell apart, so great. And it's one of those things of, if they gone with Crucible early on, I think that would have been fine. I think that's actually what kind of Activision was hoping for at the end there, and now maybe even Sony. But for Marathon to already be up front, like, it's not free to play. It really should be free to play. I'm not sure. They're definitely, instead of going into serious advertising, they are using the alpha now as sort of advertising, like every other company does now. And that could be good or bad. I have yet to get my activation key for that. I probably won't get it. It's alright. I'm not going to say too much about how it plays, how it looks, or anything like that, because it's more of Bungie. Why do you want to try to tell stories in such a drawn-out fashion while having an online competitive game of some sort? You're a company that really likes to tell stories. Why did so long you decide not to focus on, all right, we have our online game. Why can't we make a few games that are just story-driven, single-player? Why do you have to insist on of it being online? Like, man, all those collectible cars really got to some of their heads. I know that guy's gone, but it's still just, it's really worrying that no one in this industry is thinking, maybe online isn't the way to go. I realize a lot of these decisions were probably even being made and established pre-pandemic. So it's kind of like, yeah, the weather has changed now, but we need to move the ship, but the ship is big and it can't be moved that fast. Some things are slow to react. It's kind of, we'll just see. I can't say much more of that about Marathon. I'm not going to say if it's going to sink or float, keep up with the boat metaphor, but I'm very interested in playing it. For the giggles, anyway. And I'm on to ArcRage, which was really surprising to see another. Well, that's a cross-platform game, but it's got a connection to Sony because it's on PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox. And it's like, oh, a different version of an extraction shooter. Suddenly, extraction shooters are becoming a popular genre. Hopefully. But do any of us want to sink 10, 20 hours a week into it, along with the rest of life? I don't know. I was, for a brief moment, once the Switch 2 came out, or was announced with the prices and combined with the tariffs, which are now going to allow every company to be like, well, we are once again justified in increasing our prices, and we're even more justified to add a little extra onto that so we can greedflation to go to boot on that and keep making a profit while still providing even fewer products. Americans are not prepared for that. It's hard to say how severe it's going to get. That wave will hit us soon, and we shall see. Where some places are already starting to question how well they're going to do due to the lack of tourism. And I know these are outside factors, but they're outside factors that will affect you, for my bias, the American consumer. Because if your job has less money to pay you and you work fewer hours, or you're working more jobs to keep up that same amount of pay, you're not going to be playing a lot of games. you'll just probably end up doom scrolling or something. But anyway, hey, if you want to watch me play games and not always talk so much about the game industry from a biased, ignorant, buffoonish position, by all means, like and subscribe. Comment down below if you'd, just so you know, I stream on Twitch, but if you'd like to see me stream on YouTube, then, you know, just type in chat, stream yeet. That's a wrestling term, not the other yeet, in case you were still hanging in there, Wolfpack. I think I will wrap it up there in saying, to summarize, my main point is indie games are not going to be our salvation as much as we think it is. This will be a time for, as, you know, old kings fall, new to rise. But honestly, I think our backlogs are really going to get some extra play. I mean, how many of us, whether it's Game Pass or PlayStation Plus, are still going to be digging through all those games we downloaded for free, bought for free, etc. Free, quote, free. You pay for that subscription. So that we can kind of not be sucked down a rabbit hole of, I'm running around a corner. Oh no. I was shotgun. Who put that claymore there? Alright, no, I can't keep doing this. I need something else. Especially if, you know, when you gotta cut, sometimes when you gotta readjust your budget, yeah, maybe going down a tier or two on your internet plan may mean, you know, online gaming ain't your jam anymore, whether you like it to or not. I wish I was more positive right now, but America's not in a positive place, so sorry about that to the rest of the globe. But I'm still here. I'm still streaming. I'm still producing one video for YouTube. And to the 5 viewers who watch this, thank you. Or if there's more, alright. Sorry that I don't have the time to spend the hours putting in a whole bunch of work in the numbers and stuff, but hey. Listen, this is just, we'll call it general conversation, and we're not going to be like some people who bash the industry outright and say Xbox is dead, PlayStation is soon to die, Nintendo has ruined it all, Steam will be our demise. Well, actually I do. I think Steam will be our demise. Sort of. I don't know. It's one of those things I too am now coming to terms with the realization that gaming is changing. The gaming industry is going to change. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know how impressive it's going to be, but I can say this. To every one of you on the graphics need to be better, ray tracing, crap like that, could you ease up? Okay? We don't need graphics power. We need better, just stable gameplay and good storytelling. How about you focus on that? God. Okay. I've taken a breath. I'm wrapping it up here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Comment down below whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Subscribe. Appreciate all that. And, well, to steal someone's ending, play more games. See you in the next one. Bye.